What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a live edition of Behind the Glass, except instead of being at our homes doing it remotely, I'm here with Earl to my right and Anthony behind the glass, who is directing and producing at the same time. What's up, guys?
What's up, bro?
Welcome to the studio.
What's up, everybody?
In case anyone doesn't believe us, it is 3 o'clock on Wednesday, October 25th, and the latest tweet from who just tweeted? How about Eli Manning just tweeted all the iconic heroes in one picture. That came out at 2:59. Earl, am I lying to the people?
There you go.
There you go. It came out 1 minute ago. We are live in studio, and I appreciate everybody who takes some time to join us here on a little Behind the Glass edition. The Cavs play tonight, season opener at 7:30, which is why we are here early so we don't interfere with your Cavs viewing experience tonight. They're playing the Nets, and we will break down all the Cavs stuff in about 20 minutes, but we have to start with the Browns here, Earl. The big news today in Cleveland, Deshaun Watson officially ruled out against Seattle. P.J. Walker in. Kevin Stefanski said, quote, and he made it abundantly clear, and I appreciate a little bit of transparency for once here from Mr. Stefanski. He said, quote, the hit last week to Watson and the swelling are the primary reasons Deshaun won't play this week. He says he progressed last week and, quote, wants very badly to play, but it makes the most sense to rest. On this very program last week, Earl, you and I were in agreement. It made no sense to play against Indy. He did. It did not go well. So let's fast forward a week to the present. Are the Browns making the right decision to sit Deshaun Watson against Seattle?
Man, finally, hand clap Kevin Stefanski. Some clarity, right? Somebody actually stepped up and made a decision that needed to be made. Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, Mike, should have been put on IR during the bye week. You know what I mean? Like, now, granted, they kept calling this day-to-day. The thing that really confuses me about the entire thing is you went from being medically cleared to play to, shoulder contusion to this thing being a 4 to 6 week injury, and yet for the last 4 weeks we've been getting told this whole day-to-day, the mixed messaging and everything like that. You could have avoided all the drama, all the chaos by simply putting him on IR, saying, hey, you know what, we're going to rock out with P.J. Walker for as long as we can and let that be that. But this is something that needed to be done. Now we know clearly who's going to be starting Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. Deshaun Watson has an opportunity to continue to rest, heal up, and get ready to hopefully prepare for what's a long stretch run towards the playoffs. Let's
see how good Anthony is. Can Anthony talk direct, punch himself up, and hit the button to speak on the producer mic at once?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, you think I can't? You think I can't, Michael?
Let's go, Ant. Right decision. Are you in agreement that sitting Deshaun Watson for Seattle is the right move here?
Yes, because watching him in Indy, I don't think he was ready to play. And it's going to make everybody question why he played at all more. But this is the right choice. I mean, if you're going to have a guy for the next 4 years, you need him to be healthy. You can't be pushing him like you pushed Baker, no matter who pushed Baker, like whether it was his choice or not. Sit him, rest him. But make sure the messaging is consistent. Don't have us going week from week where he's going to play 5 snaps, look like crap, and then not play the next week.
I laughed yesterday, and I texted you guys. I tweeted it out, but Tom Pelissero tweeted, and I quote, it's a real injury. The fact that in the history of sports, I know you're a little older than me. I'm 30. I think you're 35, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember a time where we had to be convinced as the public that an injury was real. If a dude's hurt, It is what it is.
Facts.
And I can't fathom how anyone, whether you like Deshaun or hate Deshaun, whatever, you can feel however you want about it, how you could watch him against Indy and say, oh, yeah, he's right. Like, his shoulder looks fine. Like, to me, that was unfathomable. And now we got some clarity. He's out. Is it just 1 week? Is it 2 weeks? We will find out. But I like how Kevin Stefanski, at his first opportunity on Wednesday, Monday, right after the game, so much moving parts. I don't think you're ever going to get a straight shot on a player unless he broke his leg and clearly has no chance of playing. But before practice on Wednesday, he said, P.J. Walker, you're my starter. That means P.J. gets 3 full days and Saturday's prep day as QB1, no questions asked. That did not happen against San Francisco. That did not happen against Indianapolis. P.J. Walker's 2-0. He has not played well. Wins are wins, and I'm not taking anything away, but you're lying to yourself if you think P.J. Walker has played well in those 2 games. He's made throws when needed, but the big picture is he hasn't been great. But now he's got a full week of practice. There's no excuses of P.J. Walker wasn't prepared, didn't have the necessary reps. If he's bad again, then we have bigger issues, and Andrew Berry better be ready to pay for a third phone bill because he better not sleep. Like, he better be on the phone nonstop from 6 a.m. to 5:58 p.m. You can sleep for 1 minute. 5:58 to 5:59 a.m. is your 1 minute of sleep, AB. But I'm just excited to see what P.J. Walker can do now with a full week. No distractions, no questions of Deshaun. It is the P.J. Walker show, and you're going to live or die with P.J. Walker, which could be a scary thought.
Yeah, I think, like, you know, when you're looking at it at the end of the day, no matter how bad it's looked, P.J. Walker has been a quarterback at the end of the game, fourth quarter, when the Browns is, coming out here and they taking that final knee to get the dub. So I respect that. I'm with you. This is your third game. Now you have the rest of this week to prepare, to go over your film study, to get out there and get some chemistry with the wide receivers. And I expect you to play better than you played last week and the week before that. There's no excuses for you. There's no excuses for Kevin Stefanski. This is no longer my backup quarterback needs to be ready.
This is your quarterback.
This is your quarterback. Yeah. And this might be your quarterback for a couple weeks if we're being totally honest. Right?
You said something on the postgame show, and I want to set this up to ask you. Cool. But you said, hey, you look at all these other quarterback situations. It's not like the Browns are the only team with a hurt quarterback.
Right.
Like, there's a bunch of teams that are dealing with quarterback issues. But you said when other teams' quarterbacks go out, the backups don't always have such a significant drop-off. Not necessarily in production, but how the offense looks.
Exactly.
We're going to find out. Does this offense look like what it's supposed to look like with P.J. Walker, knowing that he's got the full week of install to get ready?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
No,
I know we won't know until Sunday.
We won't know until Sunday, and it's really hard to give a definitive answer because the Browns are so hot and cold.
That's a great point.
They're so night and day. You know, the only time it looked like it was all put together was truly against Tennessee.
That's it.
If you really think about it, that's the only time the offense looked truly like at its fullest potential, and we haven't seen that at any other point of the season. And so now this is an opportunity to evaluate P.J. Walker even more because, Mike, let's keep it all the way real. As soon as he loses a game,
he done.
Like, people are going to go crazy. Like, people are going to go crazy, and not only that, they're going to go crazy on Andrew Berry.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Kevin Stefanski said today when they was asked about bringing in another quarterback, he didn't give a definitive yes or no. He said, you know, we're comfortable with who we have in the room. And I think he had no other way to really answer that question. And so, like, to me, this is an opportunity to see if Kevin Stefanski can put together an offense that can move the football and generate some points. Man, for the love of God, can we get a wide receiver with 100 yards other than Amari Cooper? Like, can we get a wide receiver
a touchdown
in the end zone?
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, Seattle's a tough task, you know, on the road up there in that environment. But P.J. Walker got the opportunity to be 3-0 under center for the Cleveland Browns at the end of the day Sunday. And I just hope everybody take advantage of that. And, you know, we'll see what happens going forward. I think the Browns should definitely make a call to go get another quarterback. I don't think P.J. Walker is the long-term answer. I just think, you know, like I told G, it's almost like, man, we driving a car with no insurance, right? We getting in this whip every day, and we driving it. And, yeah, we might make it to our destination safely because ultimately what we're trying to do is get the win.
We got Jay Crawford in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Jay, come on, pop over. Jay Crawford, guest appearance for 5 seconds on Behind the Glass.
I feel honored, and what a blessing.
You got a mic right there if you want to talk into the mic at least. You got to hook yourself up, but just.
Yeah, I'll just hold it for a second because I only have a second.
Yeah, like they don't. This is Jay Crawford, man. People be like, Earl, you know Jay Crawford?
You got to pay $5,000 for a 5-minute appearance
That's
of Jay
true.
Crawford on a podcast.
I love you guys, and I love what you do on the show. It just grows our reach.
Yeah.
And I've actually had people tell me that they enjoy the behind-the-scenes look you guys give them. You're doing something right.
Yeah, we love giving it to them, man.
I got a message from a non-football fan that knows that I work in the sports world. Hey, I just saw something moved on an app for a local TV station in town, not Channel 3, that the Browns just signed a quarterback. I'm like, clickbait. They activated, you know, PJ and that's exactly what it was.
That was about it.
It's exactly. But they thought they were going to scoop and tell me some news I didn't know.
Yeah, like someone's going to scoop Jay. Jay, you said it yesterday in the show, so I'm not – you're on a texting chain with Adam Schefter. Like, if anyone's going to give you information, no offense to your friend.
No, I know.
It's not going to be someone who watches the sports show. It's not the Ultimate Cleveland
Well,
Sports Show.
at first I thought, well, maybe, you know, I was working out. So, I was away. I had my phone with me. I thought maybe something happened and I missed it, but no. What is the topic on the show today?
Right now we're talking about P.J. Walker getting a start.
Oh, cool.
And here's my fear, Jay, real quick. And then we'll get your thoughts on this and go.
Okay.
You got
I got to get upstairs.
Yeah. The Seattle defense,
Yeah.
second in the league in terms of opponents' yards per carry, 6th overall in rush defense. You don't have Jerome Ford. You don't have Nick Chubb. You may not have Kareem Hunt in practice today. my gut and my fear is it's going to be a one-dimensional offensive attack just based on the strengths of Seattle versus what Cleveland has available at running back.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that on the road with a guy who was just elevated from the practice squad for the final time, that you're going to be one-dimensional in that atmosphere against that defense?
Yeah, no.
That's not a recipe.
That's what happened to the Giants. When they fell behind.
Yeah, it's a tough place.
And they sacked Giants quarterbacks 11 times. I've got the answer. Figured this out. I'm pretty sure that the Tennessee Titans number is listed somewhere. Mm-hmm. I think the Browns need to call the Titans and say, what is it going to take to pry Derrick Henry away? And there's your answer.
I would take it.
I mean, if there's a position in the NFL that's plug and play,
it's running back.
It's running back. And if there's a player in the league that can plug and play, it's Derrick Henry.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's the solution to that problem. But they seem to be sitting on their hands with the quarterback, so I don't expect them to do anything at running back either.
Crazy.
It feels more like a gentleman's punt to me, to quote G. Bush.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one and only Jay Crawford. Jay, we appreciate you.
Always good to see you guys.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for your patronage of the Behind the Glass show. Keep watching it. It's awesome.
You want to see Jay? Jay will be on Channel 5, or Channel 3
Channel
here,
3.
excuse me, at 5 o'clock.
Channel 3 at 5
o'clock, Channel 3. Earl,
Alrighty.
is my fear, is that overblown?
No, it's not overblown at
fair?
all. Like that's a fair assessment. We don't have Jerome Ford. I think we will have Kareem Hunt though.
He didn't practice today, real quick, so we don't know if he'll play. But just it's not like
I
he's
think
100%.
that was the situation with him last week.
Yeah.
You know, he missed a few days in practice where he was out there. He was able to run hard. You're going to need him. I am excited to see Pierre Strong. I am excited to see what he can do back there. You got to make some plays. You got to move the football. That's just what it is at the end of the day. You cannot go out there and become one-dimensional, or this game is going to be over before it even gets started. You know what I mean? And like I said, please don't piss the fans off. Like, please, man. We know how our fans can get. So if this is what you're rolling with, if this is what you're going to do, okay.
Stand on it.
Stand on it. PJ, you better be ready. Kevin Stefanski, you better coach him up.
And we learned very quickly, the Browns traded Josh Dobbs because they felt comfortable in DTR. You don't make that trade unless DTR plays as well as he did in the preseason. The issue with what we've seen from the Browns since then is DTR's got one chance to play. He looked horrendous. It was completely unfair circumstances, but he did not look well. Did not look good. My mom got on me for saying good instead of well, like, how you doing? I'm doing good. So now in my head, like, good and well are mixed up. But come on, Mom. Somebody be me.
Let me live.
The reality is, if they feel confident that P.J. Walker and DTR is as good or the equivalent of a Jacoby Brissett, an Andy Dalton, anyone else you could bring in, then I have to question your guys' ability to judge talent.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
That's my big issue.
Bro,
because if you want to tell me P.J. Walker, like, hey, P.J. Walker gives us our best chance to win,
they can't believe that.
You're right. I refuse to believe that they believe. I refuse to believe.
I think
that.
Something was said on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show earlier today that I totally agree with. I think right now they playing scared. Like, as far as, like, when I say playing scared, I'm talking about the people upstairs. They scared to make a mistake. I think that you can look at the DTR situation and now you like, whoa, maybe I was wrong here. And so now you're afraid to be wrong again. But, you can't operate like that. Like, this team is good enough to make the playoffs and make a serious playoff run. And in order for that to be the case, man, you got to make the proper moves at the proper time. And the trade deadline is Halloween, right?
6 days away.
6 days away. And so you know that there needs to be addressed. Everything that you've done to this point has shown that you're all in, right? And if you're talking about moving forward and not making no excuses despite the circumstances and situations, then you owe it to the players in that locker room. You owe it to this fan base, man, to go out there and at least try to make a move that will make people feel better about certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like, you need to feel better about the quarterback's situation. Nobody feels comfortable trotting P.J. Walker out there week in and week out. That's just the reality. Yeah. Eventually, like, your luck is going to run out with how it has. You know what I mean? The running back situation is a real issue. And so you need to go get a legit guy to solve it. Like I told you.
At some point, you just need bodies.
Yeah, like I told you, like when Nick Chubb went down, to me that was a major loss that caused for a major move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it didn't happen initially. But like Derrick Henry, like Jay just said, like, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. Hell, DeAndre Hopkins, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. You look at this offense in its totality, Mike, and it's like nothing that we were sold is really what it is. But I do respect the fact that even without Nick Chubb, this Browns rushing attack is still real. The offensive line seems to be playing much better after the bye week. We haven't talked negatively about Jed Wills because he hasn't given us a reason to. And, despite that performance last week against the Colts, overall, the Browns defense has been nothing less than dominant. And so, the defense travels, the run game travels. P.J. Walker, just give us a little bit, bro. Just a little bit. And it'll be enough to take us home with victory.
And I'm going to toss to you in 1 sec. I want to ask the chat to answer this question. I want to ask Earl so you can think on it. We kind of talked about this last night. I gave Earl a call. The Browns are 4-2 on the season, Earl.
Yeah, they are.
4-2. You would not know that from the gauge of the city, but they are 4-2. So yeah. I'm going to ask a question in the chat. If the answer is yes, throw a 1 in the chat. If the answer is no, give me a 2. So 1 for yes, 2 for no. Are you happy right now? Browns fans, are you happy? Simply put, has the 4-2 made you happy, or has the drama surrounding everything else from this saga of the Browns outweighed the joy of being 4-2? So 1, yes, you're happy. 2, no, you're not. Earl, where do you fall on this?
I'm going to be honest with you. There's no gray area. I'm happy. I'm frustrated, but I'm happy. I'm happy to be 4-2. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you look at all our issues, the Browns right now, if the season was to end, the Browns are in the playoffs.
Fact.
You know what I mean? The Browns are one of the upper echelon teams in the AFC right now. Despite all of our issues, all our adversity, everything we going through, at the end of the day, we could be having the problems that we have right now, and we can be 2-4 or worse. And so when you look at this situation, it's something for everybody to be encouraged with. You know what I mean? Yeah. This team, they play hard. The will to win is there. And I got to give Coach Kevin Stefanski some type of credit.
A lot of credit.
We might talk all this about his play calling, his offense being stagnant, but when it comes to the command of the entire team, it's clear that he hasn't lost the locker room. It's clear that he hasn't lost the respect, of the players, and that's shown through their effort. And so if the Browns can continue to put forth the effort and try to correct some of the issues that's going on off the field, I think eventually everything will be okay. This will be totally different if our record wasn't what it was. Whew. And I'm going to take 4-2 with this, over anything, because I've seen the drama with the Browns more often than I haven't. And I also seen that drama associated with losing, consistently losing. So to have the same drama but to be winning, I'll take it.
And how do you feel?
I'm happy. I mean, we're 4-2. I'll take a winning season with everything that's surrounding it. I'm exhausted by the drama, I think is the best way to say it. But at the end of the day, I think Evan 419 in here, he says all these issues are irrelevant in 3 months if we're sitting in the playoffs. Fact. And he's right. If we make it to where we want to make it to, it doesn't matter. And hopefully PJ can get us there. But, I was going to make a point earlier before Jay walked in. The only reason we're not going crazy is because we're 4-2. Yeah. No questions asked.
Listen, if the Browns are 2-4 right now, dealing with the same issues they have at quarterback, I think Stefanski's honestly he's probably gone.
Yeah, for sure.
Like today.
Hands down. I don't see any situation to where if that was the case, he's currently the head coach of this team. Yeah. At all.
And what was the chat? Did you see more 1s, more 2s?
I saw a lot. It was actually a lot more 1s than I expected, but it was overall even.
Pretty even?
Pretty even, yeah.
We're gonna ask the guys on the show tomorrow. It's gonna be one of the topics on UCSS tomorrow. We'll get, because G. Bush of all people on the show is not to say a bigger fan.
Look at Ant. Go put it on. Go back to that shot. Look at Ant, man.
I know he's got.
Look at him. And they say, man, listen. I'm telling you, the one thing about us here at UCSS, the behind the glass crew, it's we do multiple things. We jacks of all trades. We're hosts, we producers.
I was going to say, I'd make a poll in the chat, but I literally do not have enough hands. I'm directing this show and I'm producing the show.
We do everything, bro.
But no, I was saying, G's I don't say a bigger fan than anyone else, but he wears his emotions on the sleeve the most. So I'm curious if the extracurricular activity around the Browns has weighed on his soul maybe a little more than it has.
Well, that's me and G both the same side. That's that Scorpioism, right?
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's that Scorpioism. Everything is an emotional roller coaster. You know what I mean? But so I get where you be coming from, and that's why I know a lot of fans was pissed at me Sunday on the post game show.
Yeah, they did not like Dustin Hopkins.
Not just that. They just felt like my whole mood was blah. And it's man, I love this team, dude. Yeah, I'm happy we won, but come on, man. Y'all got to do better than this. Just the things that go on, man, in the moment, it be frustrating. But, once we got done and I kind of calmed down for a minute, I was like, you know what? We won the damn game.
At the end of the day,
that's all that mattered, man.
So
you play to win the game.
So you said you're a Scorpio?
I'm a Scorpio.
You want to hear a funny astrology story real quick, Ant? So when I moved to Texas, my birthday's in May, and the very first night I got there, me and my dad drove down, and we go out to the bar, and I still look like I'm 21. Actually, I look like I'm 16. And I looked even younger back then, so the bartender's like, can I see your IDs? And give her, she goes, oh, you're a Taurus. I'm like, no, I just moved here today. She's like, no, you're a Taurus. I'm like, no, I literally just moved down the street. You'll probably see me a lot. She goes, no, you dumbass, you're a Taurus. My birthday's 2 days after yours, your sign. And I was like, oh, I thought you called me a Taurus.
That's one of those.
I didn't know.
That's one of those you want to get away.
I didn't know I was a Taurus. Like I
I
didn't look at my horoscope or nothing. So,
hey, shout out to all the Scorpios, man. We're in Scorpio season right now, man.
Whatever that means, go.
Yeah, stop it.
Go.
Don't do that.
What's your sign?
Don't do that.
I don't know. I don't know what any of those signs
Listen,
mean.
I'm gonna tell you what it means. Like basically, like there's it's like the Michael Jordan to this. Like we 6-0 in the finals. Like we got 6
So you're
rings,
undefeated, Scorpio,
6
undefeated?
MVPs. Like we the Michael Jordan of the astrology signs. Like this time of year is winning time. It's GOAT time.
And let's put it in the chat. Give me a 1 if you agree with Earl that Scorpios are superior to the other astrology signs. Is that what it's called, astrology?
I
Why
think
do
so,
you
yeah.
keep
so
making
out
me
of touch
read
with this.
chat while I'm also trying to do everything else? Stop making me read chat.
No, just keep an eye. 1 if you think Scorpios are the best. 2
Hey,
if you think
they dropping
anything
100s
else.
though. They dropping them hundreds. They dropping them hundreds.
Hey,
They
once
laughing
again,
at me now.
I'm ready to learn because this is foreign territory.
I don't know much about all of that, but I do know my friend Nicole hates me, even though we're friends, because I'm a Leo. That's all I know.
Oh, you're such a Leo. That makes so much sense.
It do make sense.
I don't know what it means, but yeah,
Why'd you
makes
say
so
it
much
like
sense.
that?
I
What is
have
that
no
supposed
idea.
to mean?
All right, let's talk about something we do know a little bit about, and that is basketball, guys. The Cavs tip off the NBA season tonight, and shockingly, it feels
Somebody
like
said I'm out of pocket.
You?
Yeah, they said I'm out of pocket with that Scorpio talk. Like, listen, man, you either want to be one or be with one. That's just the bottom line. So
Somebody said that their wife is one, and a capital no. Dude, you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
yeah, we're gonna pivot from astrology to the Cavs.
yeah,
It is shocking to me that in a city that loves basketball as much as Cleveland does, and I'm serious, I've lived in a bunch of different places now, Cleveland rides or dies with the Cavs. That the excitement level for a new season for a team that should finish in the top 3 in the East feels, as G. Bush would say, Minimowski.
I mean, it's clouded. It's clouded.
It feels Minimowski.
Like, listen, man, we are diehard Cavs fans, man. We love our team in this city, but you know, these dudes right here,
They're
like,
4-2.
Like that's who really run the city. And so anything surrounding the Cleveland Browns, man, it puts a cloud damn near on everything else, right? Imagine if the Guardians was playing October baseball right now. That still wouldn't be getting the attention that the Cleveland Browns was getting. It took me a minute personally to get excited. Like, me and you talked a lot. Like, I couldn't get over how the Cavs lost in the playoffs. Like, that really was a tough pill to swallow because I felt like the dudes who I didn't believe would kind of like check it in or not show up, like they didn't show up. And it just blew my mind. It blew my mind like how mentally fragile we were, how soft we were on the court. Like, we was out there like some punks, if I'm being totally honest. And so it took me a minute to kind of get past that, to kind of get myself revved up. But you know what? That's over. Listen, I'm so excited, man, for the Cavs to get started this season. I love the pieces that we added in the offseason, man. Georges Niang, Max Strus, my boy Todd Jerome. Like,
Is he a Scorpio?
I don't know. That's still my dog, though.
I'm looking at his birthday.
Like, when he came in here and dropped that 22 points on us, man, when he started for Steph Curry, like, I started paying attention after the end. But, no, seriously, I think the new additions, like, it'll allow for more ball movement. It will allow for more court spacing and things like that. You know hoop on another level better than I do. I can tell you for sure that it's going to definitely create more room for Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland to be able to, like, get to the rack and do what they have to do. I think this now makes pick and roll offense for the Cavs a little bit more exciting. I believe that this is the unicorn year for Evan Mobley. Like, I truly 100% believe that this is going to be the season that Evan Mobley steps into everything that everybody believed he could be on draft night. We got the opportunity to see him up close in person. The boy done put on some, like, muscle for real. You know, he's taking the necessary steps to, like, take his career seriously and improve his game this offseason. And so I'm excited to see that get put on display tonight. I understand it's only one of 82, and we got bigger aspirations, man. But I couldn't be more excited to see the Cavs get off and rolling.
When's your birthday?
November 16th.
So if you're born in July, you're probably not a Scorpio?
No, July what?
He's July 8th.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's not a Scorpio. I just want to clear that up.
He a Cancer.
Oh.
He a water sign, though.
Locker room?
No, that means he cries a lot as far as I know.
No, I don't even know if he got the. I promise you, like, this dude think he Lil Wayne. Like, he always coming with the metaphors, the bars. Like, that was out of pocket, bro.
That was funny.
That was out of pocket.
No, we like Ty
Headlines.
Jerome. Should we start with Evan Mobley or should we start with the shooting? I'll give you choice.
Let's start with Evan Mobley, man.
All right, so Evan Mobley has all the requisite skills to be a front-line, top-tier,
Who said I'm out of pocket, too?
1A or 1B option in the NBA. Like, the skill set is there. It's mental for Evan. Does he have the aggressiveness to take over games? Does he have that killer mindset? He's a passive dude by nature, and there's nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with that. Not everybody has that Kobe, I'm going to step on your throat and literally kill you mentality. And once again, there's nothing wrong with having that mentality either.
No, absolutely not.
It's different people, different places. Myles Garrett actually has a pretty passive demeanor.
Shout out to Myles Garrett.
Off the field, and he just bought into the Cavs. He's now a
Yeah.
part owner and a team ambassador. But Myles Garrett, when he gets on the field, especially this year,
He turns it on.
has turned from passive demeanor to nothing is standing in my way. I'm going to rip your effing throat out, and I'm going to piss all over your dead body. That is what he's turned into this year. We need to see that from Evan Mobley, because if he wants to reach the level of unicorn status with the guys who he is at least skill-wise, potentially, not there yet, but potentially on the level with, we're talking about guys who are top 15 in the league.
Right.
We're talking about that level. That's the level of potential Evan Mobley has. And we did not see the jump from rookie year to second year we'd all hoped for. Offensively, he did not take that step from being a guy who was just a garbage points guy, could make a shot if you left him open, but really was not a threat. And then we wanted to be a guy who was a threat. He wasn't. He could be this year, and that's the step he has to take.
So we talked about this. I think that he definitely took steps, but I think the problem is he took steps, not leaps, right? I think fans was expecting him to take leaps, and he took steps. Every statistical category that counts was better in year 2 than year 1. So I hear what you're saying, and it's like you was expecting a leap. You was expecting a significant leap from year 1 to year 2 when he took steps. Year 3, I'm expecting that leap in year 3.
So we actually got into it.
Because think about it. He took steps and still finished second in the Defensive Player of the Year ranking.
Defensively, he was great as a rookie, was even better second year. Offensively is where I think he has to improve his game.
For sure. I mean, for sure. But you got to be able to demand the ball. Like, I think that's like, I believe him.
Yeah.
But it don't mean a damn thing if he don't believe he's him.
And that's what I get back to with the mentality. Like, he has to have that, hey, I got, they say mouse in the house, right? Switch. If he runs a pick and roll with Darius Garland, and they switch, which a lot of teams are going to do in the regular season, teams switch all the time. Last season, Evan Mobley, I could count on 2 hands the number of times he put his ass in the post, said, give me the damn ball and get out. I'm exaggerating. It's probably happened more than 10 times, but you know what I'm saying. Very, very rare occurrence when he would be like, give me the ball. This is my matchup. I'm going to get us 2 points. Let's get back down on defense. He has to demand the ball. Even if he doesn't make shots at the level of some of the elite guys do already. You have to want the ball in those situations to take that next step. And you have to demand, I say demand the ball, but you have to demand the respect of your teammates. If we're playing pickup, right? It's me, you, Ant, Earl, Bull, and G, right?
Right.
And I'm open in the corner, and you guys know I played in college. If you're driving and I'm wide, you better be kicking to me because you know it's probably the best option.
Facts.
Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell have to be convinced that the best option offensively on a switch is Mobley on a little guy. And that doesn't happen unless he becomes aggressive as hell, demeaning as hell, and has a little bit of FU attitude to him that we haven't seen yet. And tonight, we're not going to learn anything definitive. It's one game. But he's going against Nick Claxton, who's a damn good athletic defender, who's the exact same size as Evan Mobley. Jared Allen's not playing, which means there's a really good chance Claxton and Mobley are matched up. And if it's not Claxton, it's going to be Ben Simmons, who says all the wacky crap you want about Ben Simmons. When the dude's mentals is right, is an all-pro, all-NBA level defender. it's going to be fun to see how Mobley mentally attacks those two matchups. And I think we're not going to have any sweeping conclusions. I just want to see maybe the light switch has gone from completely off, like the scale one, not the flip, but like it's just 10%. Just show me you got 10%, and by the end of the season, you could be at 40, 50% where you need to be.
Man,
That's what I want to see.
I honestly think he's gonna come out here and assert himself. It's just something about everything that I know about how he approached this off season that lets me know, okay, this is time. It's time now. Like every tool is there. I think that he will be better offensively. If you expecting Evan Mobley to be this dude that's shooting from range, don't be looking for that.
And it's not even the stats; it's the way he goes about it.
I really believe that he's going to be more demanding of the basketball than he was before. And to your point, I think he will earn the trust of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland in those pick and roll situations. That when they got him matched up on a smaller dude, okay, I need to get him the ball because I know he's going to finish.
Yeah.
I think Jared Allen not being there tonight. I think who's starting? Tristan Thompson? I would assume it was Tristan Thompson, maybe.
I think Niang and go put Mobley at the 5.
That's not a bad lineup.
Think
about it, though.
I think it's their best line, to be honest.
That might be their best lineup for real.
I'm not sure if it's sustainable starting-wise, but I think that's probably their best closing lineup. So
Man, it's going to be interesting to see these things mix and match.
Starting is irrelevant. It's who closes the game if it's close. And I think tonight, even early on, if it is a close game, it'll be Mobley at the 5.
Okay.
And think of the shooting around, but we talked about no shooting.
Right. This is what we talked about last
Mobley
year.
Mobley at the 5, and you got Niang, Strus, DG, and Donovan Mitchell around. That is 4 shooters surrounding an athletic big who can run. That is the modern-day version of an NBA offense, which we didn't see at all last year. Teams don't do it for a full season. Earl says Mobley's as soft as a baby's bottom. We're going to find out.
Who said that?
Bull just texted us.
Oh.
We're going to find out. Bull, appreciate you watching, by the way. We had Jay on earlier. Bull, we had Bull on last week.
Hey, man, listen, man, we done had Jay Crawford. We done had Adam the Bull. Bull always showing up and showing us some love. I got to give him that, man. He would definitely pull up and show us some love.
And we still have not had Steve Becker.
No, we'll get Steve Becker.
Sorry, Steve.
And what do you think about Evan Mobley? Is aggressiveness and toughness something that can be developed, or is that an inherent skill you just are born with?
I think you can develop it. It has to be there a little bit. I don't think you can just put it in somebody, but you can coach it up if it's there. And I want to believe he's got it, but like I said on the show today, if it doesn't happen this year, I don't know if it can happen at all. It's 3 years in. If you can't coach it out of him and that mental toughness now, then it's probably not there, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's there. I'm going to tell you why I think it's there. We seen his brother, Isaiah Mobley, play during Summer League, right? That dude got some dog in him. And
he does.
I disagree with Ant. I don't think it's something I think it's something you either born with or you not. I don't think it's something that you develop. I don't think it's something that somebody can bring out of you. Because even if you try to fake it, eventually you're going to be put in a situation to where it's going to be exposed. And so, I think it's in there. I just think he has to mature into it, right? He's still a young man who probably ain't really been in too many situations to where, that side of him had to come out. And so, as he gets older in age and go through more experiences and then start, dominating more on the court, that's going to build confidence, right? Mm-hmm. And those things that he go through is going to build a character. And then you might start seeing those things, that grit come out of him a little bit more. But I don't think that's something like that you can just throw on somebody. That's an attribute you either born with or you not.
In that, going off that, if that's the case, then I don't like the sky-high unicorn potential of Evan Mobley than maybe I did a few minutes ago. Because if he has it, I think it shows by now. And I'm going to use an example firsthand. So I've told y'all my best friend Eli is coaching the NBA with the Blazers now. And they just drafted Scoot Henderson.
Scoot!
And he cannot speak highly enough of Scoot. He said that dude is in everybody's face on every play. He picks up 94 feet. Eli, when he played, was a effing dog. You did not he'll pick you up full court. He's a gnat, a pest, competed every play. And he was the one that wanted the ball in the situations where it mattered most. And he goes, Scoot reminds me of me. He's like, I'm obviously never was that good. But that mindset, he has it. Whatever it is.
He got it.
And it oozes. You walk in the room with him, his teammates already love him. He's not the leader of the team yet. Mm-hmm. He goes, by midseason, this dude's going to be the leader of the team. And that's a guy who walked into a team with Dame Lillard, and obviously Lillard had the in and outs. And I just think guys who have it, if you are in the mindset that you're born with it, you have it and you show it and you don't really hide it. And sometimes that's the downfall of players. We've seen guys come in thinking, it's my team, and it's clearly not. And after hearing you say that, I'm worried if Mobley hasn't shown it in 2 years.
If he ever will.
Yeah.
Some people late bloomers.
And maybe.
And the only reason, like I said, I feel like he have it, man. I feel like that's genetically there, and I seen it in Big Bro, right?
Yeah.
I seen it in Big Bro, and so if Big Bro could put that on display, it's clearly something in their genetic makeup, okay, that shows me like this. But I will say this, like he's not really a loud dude, you know what I mean? He's not really an aggressive guy. But I don't think that necessarily means like he a sucker, so to speak.
Listen,
right.
Tim Duncan was not an aggressive guy.
Right.
Like,
but
there are ways to do it without.
I do believe, though, to your point, like you got to quit with the passive aggressiveness. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to let these dudes know, like, you him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something about, like I said, I can believe it, but unless you believe it, like, dude, I believe I'm him. Mm-hmm. I feel like I still got a whole lot of work to do in this game. But you can't tell me I ain't good. You can't tell me I ain't going to be better. And I ain't going to be one of the greatest when it's all said and done. I believe that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to have that type of belief in your own ability. Because if you ain't got that belief and he don't, then it ain't going to mean nothing. But the good thing is, I think he do. And I think this season, man, y'all finna be in for a treat. Y'all think I'm joking. A 50-20 game is coming.
Hey.
Watch. Watch.
This is a UCSS behind the glass promise. If Evan Mobley goes for 50 and 20 in a game, I'll buy Earl lunch for the rest of the week.
Oh, a 50-20 game. Okay, watch.
I will buy Earl lunch.
Watch.
And if he doesn't have a 50-20 game, you'll get lunch once.
Okay.
We'll do slime and we'll figure out a place.
We'll figure it out. We got all season.
Because obviously chances are, for betting, it'd be the odds would be a lot better for him not to do it than to do it. But I'll do a whole week versus one day.
I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
And you want in on that?
I'm going to be honest. I was reading chat. What did I miss? What was the exact
Earl
bet?
thinks Evan Mobley is going to have a 50-20 game this season.
Tonight?
No, just this season.
At some point, in one of the 82 games this season, he will have a 50-20 game. If he does, I'll buy Earl lunch for a week. If he doesn't, Earl's got to buy lunch for me one day. If you want to hop on, you could buy Earl lunch for a week, so he gets 2 weeks of lunch. And if he doesn't, he got to buy each of us lunch.
Watch. I'm telling you all, it's going to happen.
Earl, you're going to have to buy me lunch one day. I don't.
So you're in?
I want to believe in it, but no, I'm with Mike on this
he don't believe in it either. Hey, Evan, they don't believe.
Oh, no, 50-20. We're talking a game that is a.
I think he's going to be good this year. I don't know if he's going to be 50-20.
You set the parameters, not me. You set it, not me.
I ain't set the parameters. This is what everybody told me. They said Evan Mobley is a unicorn. So, hey, unicorn, 50 and 20, man, before the season is over. I believe in you. I don't care what the people say. I believe in you, my man.
We're going to spend 5 more minutes on the Cavs here. Then we're going to talk about places you should or shouldn't take someone on a date.
Yeah.
So I know Earl brought that up, but I know you want to talk about that. But real quick on the Cavs, we'll look big picture. We'll give our final predictions. They needed shooting. They added shooting. They needed a three. They added a wing. They needed depth in the front court that can be versatile and give you a little different option than two bigs who can't shoot. They got that in George and Niang. They needed another ball handling guard. They went and got Ty Jerome. JB Bickerstaff has all the ingredients now to make something happen. The playoffs last year were horrendous, but he had no options. Mm-hmm. I don't know if any coach in the world could have got more from the Cavs when their best players were playing like dog crap than JB did, because we're calling for – when your season hinges on Danny Green, you already lost. You already lost. I'm sorry. He has the players now to put together a successful team that can make a deep run in the Eastern Conference playoffs. I don't think the East is as good as the West top to bottom. I think Milwaukee and Boston are really good, and after that, and I think the Cavs are good. After that, I'm not sold on anybody. If the Cavs don't win at least one playoff series this year, catastrophe. This team is way too good to get bounced in the first round 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
way too good.
I agree with that. I think the Cavs need to find more balance, right? Last year, the Cavs was a top 3 team in defensive efficiency and a bottom 3 team in pace per play. You know what I'm saying? And so, for me, I think that you need to find balance somewhere, especially on the offensive side of the ball. What's exciting is, man, the shooting that's added, it creates more, playmaking opportunities for guys like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. It unclogs the lanes that we've seen clogged up because the Cavs had nobody that they can trust to hit an outside shot last year. And not only that, I think it takes the pressure off two guys who's already been here. Karis LeVert, Isaac Okoro, right?
Yep.
I think those two men have been asked to do things that are not necessarily strong suits in their repertoire. And I think that for Isaac Okoro, for example, everybody had this vision of him being a 3-and-D dude. I think he plays damn good defense, but I think he's better offensively when he's slashing to the basket, you know what I mean, attacking the rim like that. And so I think having shooters now, he can, you know, do what he have to do in that role. Same thing with Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert can hit a jump shot, you know what I'm saying? He's not really a three-point threat, but he can take you off the dribble and he can get to the basket himself, and we all know he's capable of dropping 50, you know what I'm saying, his damn self. And so, like, those two dudes will have some pressure taken off of them because you got certified bucket getters now, right? Strus and Niang can go get a bucket. That's fact. You've done all the deep dive into the stats. Hell, even Leroy Hoard came in the middle of a Browns interview like, hey, y'all got y'all one of Max Strus on the Cavs. And so, like, everybody know that's the case. And I think that entirely, man, you need to see this offense be a ball movement offense and pick up the pace of play. It's the same thing with the Cavs that it was with the Browns. Kobe Altman went out here and was shopping.
Yep.
JB Bickerstaff have no excuses now. You know what I mean? Because to your point, if the Cavaliers don't make it out of round one of the playoffs, it is a disaster, and there's no way that you can bring him back as your head coach next year. No way.
I totally agree. And overall thoughts for give our prediction on the Cavs.
I mean, I echo most of what you guys say. As soon as we got Strus, I was in. We cannot get bounced in the first round again. We're too good of a team to do that. I have probably the highest expectations I've had of this team since LeBron left. If they don't meet him, I'm going to be really disappointed, just like I was last year. You have two fantastic guards. You've got a great power forward with Mobley. You have people to rotate into the three. I don't know if we have a solidified three yet. And you've got Jared Allen on 5, which is, I think, serviceable, at least on the defensive end, along with Tristan Thompson popping in and out. So my expectations are high. I need to see us at least go to round 2.
Yeah, I think, and we'll wrap, and then we'll talk about first dates in one sec. This team is built for regular season success. I know for a fact it is. You play defense and you hustle, you're going to win a lot of regular season games. I am not convinced until I see it. This team is built for postseason success for 2 reasons, and we talked about it on the show. 2 bigs in today's NBA, it's tough to win if one of them is not a three-point shooter. There's not a lot of spacing on the court, and in the playoffs when teams actually try on defense, and that's the big difference in the regular season. Teams do not give a rat's ass about defense. You can find ways to score and there's no spacing. In the playoffs, they lock in, they scout. The floor is shrunk by 2 non-shooting bigs. So until I see that actually work, I have my doubts. And then also, for at least a championship caliber team, Mitchell and Garland could be really, really, really good. Offensively, they could also be really, really bad defensively. And that scares me moving forward. But I'll say this. I have them as a top 3 team in the East. I have them winning a playoff round this season. I don't think they're making the NBA Finals, unfortunately, but I would be very disappointed if they put in all this work this offseason to acquire the players they did, to build a roster that's pretty damn talented top to bottom, to lose in an Eastern Conference first-round series against an opponent that they should beat.
Bold take before we wrap this up. I think that the Orlando Magic make the playoffs as an AFC this year.
I think they're good. They're scrappy.
Yeah,
they're fun.
I think so.
I also think the Hawks are my sleeper team. They're going to win a lot of regular season games, losing the first round.
The Magic were fun to watch last year when they came to Cleveland.
They got some dudes.
And Donovan Mitchell dropping 72 points this year.
He's going to have the best single season in Cavs history since last season.
Facts.
Facts. And could you pull up the –
Already have it up, Mike. So, Earl, Earl, do you want to set this up? Because this is the tweet that you gave. I can put the list up on the screen for you.
So, I seen this on every social media
platform.
Pulling
up on my phone so I can see it with y'all. But you got to explain. I got it right here.
Yeah, so like I seen this on social media, right, and I thought it was hilarious. And, of course, this is behind the glass, so this is what we do. We have some fun. It says, a group of ladies make a list of places men shouldn't take them on a first date. And I instantly just started laughing my ass off, man. First and foremost, like, I think this is just social media entertainment. I just don't want to believe that a group of women got together and put this list together. I think this was just, put together to have some fun. So I kind of like got in on it and I had some fun. And man, I put on my social media yesterday. I said, man, like some of y'all is so lucky that Kevin Samuels is dead right now. It ain't even funny. Man, do you know what type of content that man will be making off of this right here? Like this right here look like don't nobody like food. Don't nobody like fun.
Can I read these in case
Go ahead.
Can't read? 28 places you should not take a woman on a first date, according to women. At least one woman who put together this list. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, your house, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie nights, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, a hookah bar, a bar just for drinks, Waffle House, or sports events. So my question is, what the hell are you supposed to do? What's acceptable?
Man, dude.
What's
no,
acceptable?
seriously, like what's acceptable? Like
So clearly no food,
no food,
no sport events,
no
bars just for drinks.
Yeah.
So no drinking. No movie
I have
nights?
worked with Mike now for almost 2 years, and I've never heard him sound that confused.
Listen.
There should be an acceptable list.
Listen,
If you're going to give us the unacceptables, what's the acceptables?
that's not acceptable in 2023. We about to enter a time in 10 years. A first date have to be at minimum a trip to Paris. You got to take her to Paris on the first date, or she not gonna rock with you, bro.
There's food in Paris, though.
You can't eat. You just got to take her to Paris.
Yeah, just to fly like a date.
Yeah, like ain't no way. Like
private
you
jet?
think you finna take a woman on a date in the United States of America 10 years from now? If this is the standard today, but hold on.
What, my thing is,
It was hilarious, bro.
What's wrong with going to meet up for drinks for a first date?
Mike, I
What,
think
like-
that's what's funny. There is nothing wrong,
Yeah,
right?
when did that become a? Also, I feel like, going to a full-out dinner on a first date could be a little. You don't know the person. Like,
Yeah.
could be like ice cream date sounds perfect. I don't drink coffee, so I would never do a coffee date.
Now I could do a coffee date at any time of the day.
What do you drink? Well, you drink coffee.
I drink coffee all day long.
Well,
I'm always grinding.
Yeah, but I feel
man.
like I can't drink a tea like that. That just comes off weak.
Don't you show up to no coffee date?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Let me get it. I don't know if you get some like.
is it water?
No, just get the tea. Don't get no water.
Get tea.
Cause she gonna think like, okay, he don't drink at all. Like, she gonna think you're a recovering alcoholic.
I just don't like the taste of coffee. Like, it's nothing against.
let me get a water.
Movies, like, yeah, Netflix and chill, probably not the best first date idea. Nightclub, not a great first date. It's too
Yeah.
loud. You can't really chat. You can't. Sporting event could be a decent first date, depending on what it is.
Full disclosure though, I legit just think this was made just to have fun with on social media.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like I don't
100%.
think women got together and do that. And for real, man, like that's not. I just don't
Also,
think.
real
it's,
quick,
but
here
that's hilarious.
we
though.
got to.
No, it's absurd. Like, even I ran this by Bree, right? Because I was like, all right, you and I literally went to a concert for our first date, which is probably one of the worst ones because you can't really talk, but we had already been talking for so long.
Well,
before
concert's
that.
not on here. Concert's acceptable.
Yeah, that's the thing.
passed.
Concert's the one that actually.
You passed.
It makes
My
sense.
boy passed.
He passed.
We passed.
There you go.
Maybe
Way to
that's why
conform
we-
to society,
How?
Anthony.
I want to know how you did it.
I don't know. I mean, I'm almost a year in now, and I'm clueless. But she even was like, "This is ridiculous." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's
All right,
it's a
hold
fake
on, but we
list."
got-
Stephen A. Smith tweeted it. It got engagements. It was fun.
Yeah, this woman won because she was obviously trying to get engagement. She got
Yeah,
it.
she won. She did what she was
Ready?
supposed to do.
Cheesecake Factory, slaps.
Facts.
Applebee's, I'm hit or miss on. But Chili's,
$1
objectively,
margaritas from Applebee's though.
slaps. Chipotle, slaps.
Depending on which one you go to.
But I'm just in general, like
Yeah.
Olive Garden, free breadsticks,
Can't beat that.
cheap date. Slaps. Buffalo Wild Wings, overrated. I'm not sure how y'all feel about B-Dub.
I go there. They got a lot of TVs. I get to watch multiple things at once.
Food not great.
Food
Good
is-
atmosphere.
Food is cool.
Wingstop. We know
Come on, man. Every Wednesday behind the glass, you already know. Catch me at Wingstop later tonight.
A buffet, probably not the best spot. IHOP, Denny's. Yo, when's the last time you had like a breakfast from like an IHOP or Denny's?
It's been a while.
Been a hot minute.
This was like when Denny's was like 24 hours. You go to the club, leave the club about 2:30, 3 in the morning.
Denny's on the way back.
Everybody as a group, just go to Denny's, man. Just go sit down and eat.
The last
Waffle
time I
House,
went to
like-
a Denny's,
What do you say?
it was my 18th birthday, and like Kenny Chesney concert let out from
Nice.
Blossom, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah, listen, I think some of those are, yeah.
It was fun though.
Yeah.
So wait, guys, let me ask you a question then. What is your ideal first date? Like, where do you take them? Where do you want to go? Like, what's your how does the first date have to go as a man for it to go well for you?
I just think like you need to like kind of like read the room, study the woman. Like pay attention to like what she say during conversation. If you pay attention to what a woman say during the conversation, you'll pick up on little tidbits about things that she like, about things that she's interested in, and things that intrigue her. And then it's your job to kind of like get creative. I mean, we content creators, for goodness sakes, right? So it's on us to kind of like get creative and say, oh, like, okay, we could do this, we could do that, like anything of that nature. So, yeah, like I think it varies from situation to situation, person to person.
Yeah, I feel like when you get food on a first date, sometimes you're stuck. Not in a bad way, but like you gotta wait for food. I like drinks on a first date. Get a cocktail if it's going good. Move around, get a couple. If it's not, you get an easy exit.
Yeah.
For both sides. She may hate me. You never know.
Hey, man, my cousin just texted me, man, and
he said he's going on a first date on Wingstop tonight, didn't he?
no, that's my girl cousin. She just texted me about a fish fry this weekend.
Great first date spot. Family fish fry.
Fish fries.
It ain't on the list. And do we have any questions in the chat from the people?
Yeah, guys, I actually have a couple super chats and a
perfect.
couple
Read 'em.
questions.
Super
so let me do the
chats.
super chats first. You guys paid. You get priority here. Give me 1 second. All right, so from Nick H., is this the week that a receiver gets into the end zone?
Damn straight better be, but I'm going to say no.
I'm gonna say yes, just because don't nobody expect it. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going to say no. That's Seattle secondary is real good.
I know, like we can look at all of like we did this with San Francisco. That's why I'm saying yes.
I don't think P.J. Walker plays terrible, but I don't think a receiver catches that. I think Njoku
I
finally
wonder
gets one.
what FanDuel has the over/under on passing touchdowns for.
Walker. And read the next one. We'll get the P.J. Walker prop.
Yeah, all right, so Dion Flores said Zach Wilson gave the Jets the best chance against the Eagles, and I think that was in reference to just like who we were talking about for our backup.
Yeah, hey, you got to go with who you got to go with. And Zach Wilson, the difference between Zach Wilson and P.J. Walker, Zach Wilson was a second overall pick in the draft. The dude had immense potential and arm talent. P.J. Walker was an undrafted guy from the XFL who's bounced around. And I think if you're looking at ceilings for certain players, whether or not you think Zach Wilson's good or not, be damned. P.J. Walker's ceiling's here. Zach Wilson's ceiling is, like, there. Second overall pick versus undrafted guy. Like, it's not even a shot at Walker, just the reality of
I agree with that.
situation. If you're asking me right now, who would I take, Zach Wilson or P.J. Walker? I'd probably still take Zach Wilson by a nudge, but if we're looking long-term potential, I'd take Zach Wilson. I wouldn't feel good about either.
It's not a fun scenario.
It's not.
Wilson's played better the last 3 weeks, though.
He
really has.
He has. Like they both little dudes too. It ain't like they big dudes. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna stick with P.J. Walker. I think I'm gonna stick. You know how like they say kind of like
he has more fourth quarter comebacks this year.
It's the devil you know versus the devil you don't know.
Yeah.
So like if you gonna go wrong either way, at least I know you. Yeah. So.
What was the next one at?
All right, so these aren't super chats anymore. These are just questions that I read throughout the chat from Herbert Taylor. Buffalo wings, garlic parm wings, barbecue wings, or plain? Which one do you guys like the best? I'm Buffalo all the way.
Yeah, I'm a traditional Buffalo guy. I love wings. It's my favorite food in the entire world.
What's the flavors again?
You've got
garlic parm,
buffalo, garlic, barbecue, or plain.
So I like dry rub. So like if the buffalo is not like a wet, cool. But you know what my favorites is? Of course they have Wingstop, but they only like come around like seasonal. Man, they got some honey hots.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
Dude. They need to be on their menu all the time.
Those are fire at Wingstop, and they're Cool Ranch to read, like the Cool Ranch ones, the dry rub and the Cool Ranch. Oh,
yeah.
I'm hungry. I want some wings now.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got one more from Evan419. Any behind the glass talks of another comedy show / get together night?
Yes, it's a great question, Evan. We are going to do another comedy show. It is going to happen. It is not the punishment for last place in fantasy. We have a different punishment. The punishment for last place in fantasy this year is you have to lip sync and recreate a music video.
Oh, no, it's not lip sync.
Oh,
you have to sing it. You have to do like karaoke.
You have to karaoke and sing a music video. We'll tape it. We'll play it on the show. We're going to do a comedy show regardless, though, because, A, last year we raised a good chunk of money for charity, which we love doing. And, B, and I'm not exaggerating, and Earl, I don't think you were able to join us. Were you last year?
No, I was at work.
And I know you were there. That was one of the most fun nights
I don't want to talk about it.
That was one of the most fun nights I've had in Cleveland in my entire time here. Like,
it was fun. I don't like trying to be funny. Like, I don't think I'm necessarily the most funny person, but trying to actually go up there and be funny was impossible.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on stage again. I'm actually excited to get on stage.
You got confidence now. You really think you're a comedian, though?
No,
Mike, I'll introduce you this year. That'll be my role.
I need a full year to write material. Put it that way. I need a full year to write 10 minutes of material. I didn't make a joke about G. Bush last year. I didn't make a joke about you. I didn't make a joke about Ant. So I got some targets that I still have on my hit list. But yeah, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it Hilarities again. They were super cool. They helped us film it. We'll sell tickets again. We have to finalize a date. We'll promote it, and we will blast it out. But we definitely want to do it again because not only was it fun, but hanging out with everyone, meeting people, putting names to faces we see in the chat. Like, all right, this behind the glass. I'm going to pull the glass back even more. This is like behind the scenes of behind the glass. We did a Cavs Media Day show a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
Got some great stuff. Audio sounded like dog crap.
Yes.
We have purchased, and this was not cheap. Shout out Steve Becker. Yeah. Steve, seriously, thank you. The headsets have come in. I got an email today that the mixer has come in. I have to check it when I get home today. We now have the technological equipment to do remote hits anywhere. That it's going to sound good and it's going to look good. And our one hiccup on doing any of these remote hits was it don't look right or it doesn't sound right. And I'm not willing to compromise the quality of our product.
No, not at all.
To put it out there. Because we're going to go do it. We're going to do it right. You guys have known me long enough. Like, I refuse to do something half-assed. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. We finally had the technology to do what we want to do on the road. And I think the test dummy is going to be a behind the glass on the road somewhere. We have to talk about logistics of that. We got to talk about timing. But we're going to do it behind the glass on the road in the near future. And we're going to invite all you guys who live in Cleveland,
pull up on
want to
us.
fly, like, come hang out. It's hopefully going to be at a restaurant. We're going to have some fun. And that's going to lead to hopefully some more remote opportunities down the line because of what happened at the comedy show. I'm telling you, that was one of the most fun nights not only I've had, but having Jay, Bull, G, Tyvis, everyone out there interacting with the fans, we can't beat that. Like, that can't be replicated, and I wish we could do more, and now we have the technological ability to do so.
We're going to have fun doing that, too, man. Hey, they is in here still talking about, yo, did y'all enjoy the behind the glass live from the studio? Like, did y'all enjoy it? And how was the multitasking behind there for you?
I have a little bit of a headache. There's a lot of buttons to press, but it's fine. I did see somebody say they're in front of the glass right now, and I apologize for our false advertisement.
No, that was funny. I mean, that's just
true.
the name, though. That's the name. Like, what if you named your group something and, you know, you talked about something that was not about what your group name was? Like, NSYNC wasn't always NSYNC. You see what I did there? I went Lil Wayne on you.
That was good.
You see what I did?
That was good.
Oh, boy. Better watch out. Album coming soon.
I see a question in the chat. I'm just scrolling through the chat real quick. Levi Mayfield says, your number one trade you would absolutely do? I mean, listen, if Derrick Henry's on the market, that makes sense. I'd still rather have Saquon Barkley than Derrick Henry just because he adds an element in the passing game. I'm not sure Henry does, but a running back, if you're not going to get a quarterback, and it doesn't sound like they're interested in adding a quarterback, which I think is the wrong move, I think adding a running back makes more sense than a receiver, if that makes sense.
No, I agree. The one trade that I would make is definitely Derrick Henry. Like, I know we need a wide receiver. I know we need a quarterback, but again, a defense that's dominant and a run game that's good, those things travel, and it will help you have more success than not. And if you could get Derrick and Henry in here, that's somebody that can come in that really don't need to, you know, take in a whole playbook right away. That's an instant plug and play that you can have like a significant, like healthy impact on your team from. Like, I think that's something that'll be like a much needed boost in the arm, especially knowing that, you know, as it looks right now, the Cleveland Browns don't plan on adding to the quarterback room.
That's such a wrong move.
Deshaun Watson is seriously hurt. That's just the reality of it. And so if you can get a bell cow in here like that, and imagine you throwing him, Jerome Ford, and Kareem Hunt at opposing defenses, man, instead of wearing dudes down in the late third quarter, you're going to have people wore down by halftime. And now you can just do what you got to do for the rest of the game.
I made a point to my friend during the last game. Look at how, I know we're not running the ball amazingly, but it's still working. And imagine if we had Chubb. It'd be disgusting.
Yeah, it just adds an element. And like I said, I lean Barkley over Henry just for the simple fact I think he has a little more in the passing game. If you got Henry, I'll be ecstatic. We got time for one more question. Earl, you're in the chat, right?
Yeah.
And you in the chat. Let's get one more question. If anyone has a question, we'll go for 2 more
I don't
minutes.
have a question.
You got another
Cavs
question?
talk is off the glass is my favorite comment of the day.
No, that's good. That's Red Right 88. Who said that?
Yep, that is that.
Red Right 88 with the good one.
That was funny.
Oh, what did Steve just text us?
While you guys are looking through that, I did see in our text Deshaun has more of us blocked now.
Deshaun blocked the ball. It's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah,
we're going to
I just
wrap
think it's
up. We got to
interesting.
talk to Steve Becker about guest tomorrow here, guys. Frank Clark signed with the Seahawks, so they'll be playing a
I'm not blocked.
they'll be playing a Cleveland kid this week in
Shout out to Frank Clark, man. Back where it all started for him,
back
man.
in Seattle.
Back in Seattle where it all started for him, man.
We got Bernie Kosar on the show tomorrow. We also have Aditi Kinkabwala, and we are working on getting a doctor for Friday to talk a little bit about long-term Deshaun Watson.
Y'all.
We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hey, I know we're tuning out or about to log off, but leave a comment on this video. If you like the in-studio behind the glass, maybe we can work on doing some more of these.
Yeah.
If you like the true behind the glassness of us not being in front of the glass, let us know. We can
Tell
do
the
it remote.
truth.
So,
Tell the truth.
Yeah, you're not going to hurt
Tell
our
the
feelings.
truth.
There's pros and cons to both, so let us know.
Yeah.
And any last thing you want to say?
Shout out to Director Ant, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
this was
Shout out to my
this was
boy.
an event, but hey,
Like y'all
have
don't
a
even
great
know
day,
real
everybody.
quick before we wrap. Go ahead, finish up, because I'm going to give him some more stuff behind the glass. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, have a great day, everybody, and thanks for watching.
Like one of the things, me and Ant talk a lot, right? And I remember early on when I first came a part of the team, Ant talked about like just growing his role behind the scenes. Like what he's doing now is something that he ultimately wanted to do. And like my man has become damn good at directing shows, bro. And like to see you co-host and direct at the same time, I just want to give you your flowers, man. I know me and Mike get a lot of love out here. Just know, like, man, this dude make it happen for us, like, behind the glass when we upstairs in the office, like, all the advanced graphics and things like that. Like, this dude right here, when you talk about an engine that really, like, drive the car for real, that's Ant, man. So shout out to you, bro. I love what you're doing. I love to see your career growing to what it's growing to.
I appreciate that. Honestly, the only thing we need to fix is not having a button to talk, so I can talk to you guys while I do everything else. But that's gonna do it from us today, guys. Appreciate y'all watching.
appreciate tuning in. For director/producer Ant, Earl the Pearl, Mikey McNuggets. We'll see y'all tonight. See y'all tomorrow.
Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.
Go Evan
Brownies.
Mobley. Spider.